name is Victoria Lopez, and today I'll be telling you about organic foods, and I'll be telling you the benefits that organic foods have, and also telling you the farming procedures, price difference, and the health benefits that it has. Most people don't know what organic was, and I personally did not know what organic foods were either. When I went to the supermarket, the only thing that I could tell the difference, there was no physical difference, but there's actually a difference in price. And so that's what I noticed, so I always went the cheaper route, such as so many people do today when they go grocery shopping. So organic foods are actually non-GMOs, hormones, or chemicals that are in their foods. Conventional farming is actually regular farming, and they do put chemicals and hormones in their food to speed up the process so that they can take those items to go to supermarkets so that they can get a profit. So right here is the organic soil, and you can tell the difference because of color. The organic one does look a lot more moist than the conventional one, and that's because organic is all natural, and the conventional one is a little bit dried out, and it's actually because these little white dots in here are chemicals that farmers put in their soil so that they can speed up the process and have bigger and faster produce. In organic farming, the farmers actually rotate their crops every season, and the reason they do that is so that the soil will not stay put. They actually alternate the soil and the crops, so a lot of times pesticides can't live in there for so long because they rotate them so much that they don't have enough time to actually stay there and make a home. So it is good about biodiversity in our world. And so the biodiversity is actually, since the farmers rotate it, it's good for all of the food chain. So if insects eat it, and then if other animals eat that, let's say maybe rabbits or birds eat that, and then another animal eats the bird or the rabbit, the whole food chain will actually have a positive effect. Because everybody will have a little bit healthier. So everybody does get that natural, that all natural soil and fruits and vegetables and things like that. This right here is an example of a organic farm, and the only difference is, so on an organic farm, there's actually lots more workers. And in a conventional one, you would actually see more manufactured things such as tractors, seed planters, water dispensers, things like that. And on an organic farm, these people actually take the time to go out there and pick and plant all of these crops. So everything is more intensified. So they are pretty hard jobs that these people have. And so a lot of times people don't know, but livestock in organic and farming environment, the difference is that, for example, they would have, for a cow, they would have a lot more space to roam. As in a conventional farm, you would see a cow just in a stable not being able to walk. And those cows are given foods, but a lot of times it does have hormones. So the next time that you go to the grocery store, you can look at the back of the meat. The non-organic will usually say what it contains, such as hormones, chemicals, things like that. And organic ones, they don't use any kind of chemicals or GMOs in their food. And so the livestock, they do have a better life before they are taken to get slaughtered. So even such things such as chickens, cows, pigs, they do have a big environment to roam. They have healthier living conditions. They are getting vaccinated regularly than conventional places. They actually don't really vaccinate their animals because they see it as just food to eat. So a lot of times they always have to check it for diseases and things like that. And so the big difference is actually a price jump. So non-organic foods, this right here is a non-organic chicken, and it's $7.99 a pound, or $7.99 for this this container right here. And then you would see at the bottom, organic is $27.99 for the same exact size. And the reason it's different in price, it's because farming conditions are a lot more intense than they are on a conventional farming. So you're having to pay a lot more hands to pick and plant all of these produce, and then you're having a lot more herbs and alfalfa to feed the cows. So it is more expensive because everything is all natural. So that's why you see the big difference in like chicken and beef and things like that. So there is a lot more hands-on working jobs. So everybody is physically moving and always picking crops. And then they always rotate, so it'll be good for our environment. So in organic foods, there is less bacteria on our produce. So lots of people, you actually cannot physically see these pesticides or bacteria. You would have to see it under a microscope. But when a conventional farming environment, if you grab like a strawberry and then you grab an organic strawberry and you leave them next to each other for maybe a week or two, you'll actually see the non-organic one start to deteriorate a lot faster than it would than the organic one. And the reason is because when they spray the chemicals on them to make them look healthier and larger and delicious, it's actually the chemical goes inside the food and it does deteriorate and make it rot a lot faster than it would in organic foods. Our bodies are actually very immune to pesticide residue. Like I said, you actually can't see this residue. Sometimes it is in the seeds because it does come from the soil, and so basically our immune system, it's not fully immune to it. So sometimes you might feel minor effects such as maybe a headache, a stomach ache, things like that, and sometimes it actually can be the bacteria and residue on these plants. And so to reduce those chances of getting any kind of headaches or stomach aches, it is better to take an organic route because you won't have a higher chance of getting headaches or stomach aches. So all the crops do stay fresh for a lot longer. There's so many studies that actually show you the difference in the amount of days and how much each produce deteriorates faster than the other. And so livestock is one of the biggest, livestock is actually the best organic food to consume, and that's because livestock such as beef and cow, they actually contain omega-3 fatty acids, which is actually a heart-healthy acid. And so a lot of times when you consume cattle or pigs and anything like that, it does contain fats because those are found in the chemicals, and the hormones actually produce more fats. So when you get a big steak, sometimes it's probably not organic, and usually you see lots of fatty meat on it, and that's because most likely those farmers actually gave their livestock hormones and chemicals like that so that they can grow big, so they can sell them for a lot more money. So hopefully after this video you guys know the difference between organic and non-organic, and next time when you go to the grocery store, maybe that you would actually pick organic over non-organic. Just because of the health benefits that it brings, you do get more nutrients. It is less fatty acids in it, less bacteria, and it is a big difference in price, but in the long run, it actually does help your body, digest a lot smoother than you would if you actually ate non-organic foods.